Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Talented Learning Demonstration Series. This is my favorite series of content because we get to travel the world virtually and meet with the very best learning systems organizations that there are. And we get to learn about who they are, who their ideal clients are, how they specialize, what their solution is, and then we get to see a really good demonstration of all those things come to action. So today's no different. We're on our way to Kansas, and we're here with the FACTS LMS folks that's a new name, and we'll hear that in a second. That's why I'm struggling with. We're here with the FACTS LMS folks to learn all about their new integrated solution. Gil, Scott, take it away. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, John, thank you very much. Really excited to be here. And hello, everyone. My name is Gil Williams. I have the pleasure of partnering with our team just to figure out how we can take our solutions and serve clients both today and future clients for the long term. John, you've been a phenomenal partner to us. So I want to say thank you first and foremost. You help make us better. And so for that, we appreciate you. Today, we're going to take you through our system, both from a learner perspective, but also obviously so you can see how to put those things into action through the admin series as well. And so we're going to take some time going through use cases from onboarding all the way into regulatory training and also the system itself as we continue to support our professionals long term as well. I am joined by who I call my designated smart guy, Scott Foster. He's been a partner for me for years, and I'm very blessed to have him on the team here. So Scott, say hello.
Hi, everybody. I am Scott Foster. I serve as a senior solutions engineer here with FACTS Learning. Have 10 years plus experience with, L&D in general, and worked a lot of that time operationally focused. We have a very big platform to serve a lot of different use cases, and really what we focus on is implementing the right use case. So I used to come into conversations with onboarding and implementation of how can we match our feature sets? What are you looking to accomplish? And really partner from that approach. And now my role is to come into prospect opportunity of what potential customers out there they're looking to solve, and then just having conversations about what our platform can offer. So really excited to showcase some of the things that we've been up to, and I'll be partnering with Gil to show some use cases today.
Awesome, Scotty. So as we push into the system here, some of the main use cases and industries that we focus on are going to be things from manufacturing all the way into restaurant retail and also the IT software spaces as well. And so what you're going to see as we go through this is effective use cases from onboarding into regulatory training. How do we automate those practices as well as support our learners for ongoing development, so that we can really drive towards outcome for our businesses, right? And so we're going to study some of those aspects today, but what we're landed on here, what I want to drive home is that we try and keep things clean and simple, right? There's too many conversations that we have where learners are confused on where to go when they log into their system. So everything that you're going to notice here is going to be directionally focused. And that learner is going to land right on their dashboard and know exactly how they can be successful in this program. And so on the dashboard, we have everything from our courses that are currently assigned and ordered based on due date. We have our notifications, which is essentially a glorified bulletin board, but much, much easier to maintain than that Sunday bulletin board with papers that we're all used to based on our churches or schools or work, right? We've got our badges, and we support gamification from badges, leaderboards, and even potential certification pathways that you want to put your learners down into this experience. But one of the big differentiations of our platform here at FACTS Learning Platform is, we truly are a learning platform. It's not just an LMS in which you're pressing start content and you can see and pull some basic reports. We have a built-in LMS, but also a content management system. And then later in this conversation, we're going to show you some of our authoring toolkits that truly make us a well-rounded one-stop shop learning platform. This resource center, this last widget on this board, gives us a quick teaser into how we curate the content library, that content management system, down to the specific person based on their role and where they fall within the organization. And so it's not a one-stop shop. We're overwhelming everyone with every piece of documentation. We're truly curating the right resources and learning down to that specific person so we can get the best outcomes of their training and development. So as we continue to look here on the dashboard, again, we're looking at easily navigating through our learning journey into specific resources that can help tie and complement those learning pathways. Some simple navigation up top for these learners as well with dashboard. We have our courses that we can come in here and see every course that we're currently assigned to, any archived courses that we've previously gone through. And as you can see here in upcoming events, we do support hybrid learning. So whether it be completely asynchronous or live events, you can manage your live events straight from the system here as well, both as a learner, instructor, and admin. Very powerful tool. So as we go back to my courses, you're going to see that everything is sitting here that's currently assigned to this learner. But not only can we prescribe and create prescriptive learning and designate that learning based on where they fall, we also can support continued development and self-driven learning. So if we go ahead and click on that course catalog, I can go ahead and create the opportunity for my learners to self-register for what makes sense to them, what interests them in their current role, but also for their continued development. What I wanted to drive home in this is that we do support this catalog both from an internal self-paced, self-driven learning, but also external in an extended enterprise capacity where we can drive extended enterprise use cases through our e-commerce functionality, whether it be complete asynchronous learning, a la carte, a series and subscription, to even live events that our learners can register for. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and get back into the learner journey here so you can see exactly what it feels and looks like to be a learner within our system. So I come back, I'm in my course library here, and I can go ahead and click right into the course that's currently assigned to me. What you'll notice is we're not sending them to new tabs, new windows, again, directionally focused on user experience. So as we open this up, this should be a layout that's pretty common in the learning space. We want it to seem consistent, right? So we have our outline here on the left, followed up with a series of activities within this current course. And this is an easy one, right? So we can have one-to-many courses that's applicable to everyone within our organization. And I can go ahead and launch that right here, whether it be a series of videos, both YouTube, MP4, that you can embed right here, right into the platform and manage that experience, not sending them to different destinations. Next activity that we're going to go through here as well is going to be, this is again, pulling those resources from that resource library and tying it into that learning journey. We've got our employee handbook here that can allow us to put the employee handbook, any regulatory documentation in that learning flow. The beautiful thing is that all these resources are managed at the asset level. So if this employee handbook, for instance, updates on a regular basis, you update that file in one place and it will push out and cascade across the entire system, making managing your content really simple and easy. A common practice that we see in our learning flow is also, hey, I got to lock that next step. And I need to have my learners acknowledge that they've gone through this learning so that I can track that on their transcript. So I can put them through an easy locked stage as well as acknowledgement form process going through their learning journey. Now that we've submitted that, I can move on into my next stage of my learning here, going into our form and survey building tool capabilities. So we do have a native form and survey building tool on the platform. So I can drive data gathering scenarios, both anonymous and non-anonymous use cases. Fantastic. So now our learners gone ahead and gone through their orientation survey. One of the beautiful things about our system is that we don't want the learner, in some instances, to feel alone, right? So we allow for community-based learning through our discussion tool set here, whether it be a required activity in the learning flow or complete free flow learning. We can drive discussions based on key topics and learning areas across our organization. Another way that we've seen this tool be powerful for our clients is in professional learning communities. So maybe I want to have a manager learning and social group where all supervisors and managers can collaborate and discuss together as they're going and continuing to develop as future leaders. Maybe I want it to be an executive leadership team group where we're learning together as well. We can set those social groups and allow for community-based learning where we can share ideas and develop together as an organization. Wonderful. So we've gone ahead and completed this whole course. And as I go ahead and view summary here, as you're going to notice, when we come in here, it's 100% of the way done. If I hadn't completed, it's going to acknowledge what percentage of the way and what still is left, curating my learning so that I'm not having to restart. I can jump right back where I left off. But we're awesome. We completed this. And so we can go ahead and exit that. And it's going to take us right back into their course library where you can see that it's gone ahead and auto-assign the next stage of my learning journey. This is a huge win for clients. And so that you can go ahead and content share the one-to-manys across the onboarding flow, getting everyone on the same page and a consistent message about your business. But then we can push you down your specific learning journey based on where you fall within the organization and what role you have. And so what we were looking at here is moving this learner into the next stage of their learning journey, which is going to be their FACTS sales rep onboarding specifically. So we've gone through the FACTS onboarding and now we're pushing into the FACTS sales onboarding. The beautiful thing about our system is it's not just complete asynchronous learning that we can support. In a lot of cases, we need to tap into our subject matter experts. We need to tap into the people and the knowledge vaults that we have that, we're reducing that legacy information and that there's a cause in the knowledge gap in a lot of industries. Well, now we can drive community-based learning as well as putting people through workflows where that learner can go through asynchronous activities, group-based activities, and submit things for approval to their mentors, managers, or instructors. Scotty, walk us through this experience here in which we're showcasing some of the workflow components.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Gil was mentioning it, and as what we saw happen, this pushed me into the next stage of my onboarding. This is all created, again, with those same course builder tool sets. We're going to be looking at that in just a moment. So creating a course from scratch and how these are set up. But what's really unique here and what a lot of our customers are absolutely leveraging is workflow experiences. And by that, there's going to be more than one person that's ultimately responsible for making sure that somebody's they're able to perform their job. They're able to complete their onboarding experience. They are validated and certified to do this work. So we have built-in activity flows to where we can get checkoffs and sign-offs based on different progressions through this. So as you can see here, this is a 4-week process. We are not going to spend the time going through each one of these. So I have a learner account who's a little bit further ahead in the process. Before I jump into that, I just want to showcase a couple of things that also happened. So from the dashboard, I see those courses that are updated. So I see those posted there. I earned my first badge. So again, those different ways of producing micro achievements as I'm progressing along the way, emailing, based on my next reward. And then what we're going to see, the driver behind a lot of this is how I'm pushing somebody through these different certification and job tracks. So this pushed me into my sales rep onboarding package. I'm going to complete my online learning components. And I have some additional requirements that are all required as part of that flow as well. Including in a lot of cases, I'm going to be tracking things that are occurring outside the system. This comes up obviously in all sorts of scenarios that you want to have one system to track everything. Maybe I have to take CPR training that's state certified. We're not going to do that in the system, but I need to track that in one location. In this case, I have the sales rep. They are asked to attend a local event to get that hands-on experience with what this industry is about. So let's just push ahead just a little bit to somebody who's a little bit further ahead, and I just want to showcase a couple of other activities. When I described workflow, we're going to look at this both from we have a new hire who is now submitting an activity that started feedback from their manager. We're going to look at this from the manager's end, and then I want to showcase a different example as well. So here we have we have our new hire. They're in week 3. They've gone through their content. So before I can move forward to week 4, there is this activity assignment where they're asked to do role play. So we have this onboarding program. We're teaching them how to do the process, whatever those skills they're doing. They're passing their tests. But now let's practice this. Let's practice this in a safe fail environment because it's not going to be perfect the first time. So I have Austin. He's one of our new team members. He went through this. And he's practicing giving a product demonstration on our tool sets. He's going through, one of our manufacturing use cases, as we can see here on the video. And then this this pings Austin's manager to review the information, have a conversation with him, and then ultimately decide, like, has he met the requirements to move forward? That's why I see, if I push back here, that the status is still pending. It's still in the manager's court to do that. So I am going to toggle over real quick and pull up the manager's viewpoint from this, but would love to, John, if you have any questions or feedback based on some of the processes that you saw.
No, I'm following along, taking a lot of notes, doing good. Just keep it up. It's good.
Excellent.
Looks great.
So I am going to sign in as Austin's manager. We're gonna pull this over, and so Austin's manager, he has access to a lot of things. I'm actually signed in as a full site admin, so I have a lot of tools on here, but I'm specifically in this performance review section. So I'm managing these sub processes. So here, as I open up the FACTS sales rep onboarding, I can see that there's submissions that are pending. So this is where I'm going to have, again, that opportunity to review what things are in my core, where do I need to push further on these, and there might even be an addition. So here I have that learner experience. I haven't pushed them through that role play demo. So once I'm doing that, that's going to push them forward to his week 4 task. This whole process, though, it's going to conclude with a manager evaluation. And so if we were looking again at Austin's view, let's do a quick toggle back. He doesn't see that step in his flow. His part ends at week 4, but after the end of that section, there's still a final task that's now assigned to Austin's manager to give a final evaluation of, okay, let's review everything that Austin's doing. How is he in his product knowledge? How is he in his prospecting calls? And I'm going to take all of this information and really give him a performance evaluation. And I make the determination, is he ready to move forward? Is he ready to push forward into the next step of training and development as it relates to that?
Perfect. And so this is a very powerful tool in a lot of different use cases, as you can imagine, right? And so we don't want to just assume people have the proficiency levels just because they're going through content. And so what our system allows for is to have that feedback loop for that learner to continue to develop in a safe fail manner, as well as you can see here, that supervisor or whoever is watching this development can go ahead and rank his skill and proficiency levels as he's continuing to develop along the way. We definitely see this from sales perspective to operations, but also it's a key practice that we see in practice often with our manufacturing clients as well, so that we can make sure from a safety use case, hey, you are doing this task in the right way in a safe manner. And so not only can you operate effectively, but you're going to do it safe as well. And so we're going to go through a specific manufacturing use case here that Scott's going to show us, where we're going through some basic forklift training, going through that experience log. And then as you saw, that manager is going to have the ability to go through that performance review to put the competency levels that those learners have within the journey.
Yeah, so absolutely. So same type of concept, but now let's apply this to a completely different use case. So I'm now sitting in our manufacturing demo site, and I have a forklift operator that's going through their different stages of training. So they're in their safety and regulation segment. Same type of operation. I'm not going to move forward until I've completed all my required tasks. And one of these is documenting my experience log. So again, another common model of how are we documenting everything that's required to make sure that somebody has the tools necessary to complete the job. And in this scenario, I'm making sure as they're progressing through each section, they're required to do and to document their hands-on experience. They're required to document their experience logs working with forklifts. In this case, I'm required to do this 10 hours each week. So in the flow, I'm submitting my evidence for this. Maybe I'm attaching an image or a video of working on a specific process. It does the same type of workflow to where somebody's going to review it. I see in this example, I have my status is declined. It looks like I didn't attach the required evidence for this. But until we've met those thresholds, and maybe I'm submitting 2 hours each day until I've met those required thresholds, again, I cannot push forward. So really the approach is to build a holistic way to track everything that's going to be required for me as part of my job.
So the beautiful thing about this tool is that it's applicable in so many different use cases to help people really drive down into outcome-based learning journeys. And so whether it be, as we mentioned, across our use cases in tech to manufacturing and retail, we can make sure our employees are doing the right things the right way. But it's also a common practice that we see in continued education and extended enterprise models, whether it be through associations or manufacturing partner and customer development as well.
Cool. Love it.
Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and go through what it looks like to be an admin and manager within the system. Before we get into some of the key tools that we want to highlight here and some fun tools that are new to our clients, I want to first call out that this seems and looks like the learner dashboard. But the beautiful thing about it is that from one login, I can be an admin, a manager, or a learner and easily toggle through those account types. And so if you look there on the left side of that dashboard, easily I can toggle from my view as a learner and the courses I have to go through. If I'm managing a team, I can go ahead and toggle to my manager views and user admin views to help support my organization from one easy system. As well as you can see, we do support multi-language capabilities. So on that bottom right, you can see and be able to flip through the different language types in which we support in the system, helping curate the right learning and the experience for each individual learner. What we're going to focus on in this segment is going to be the robust functionality from our authoring toolkits. We are going to take a quick demo of our new AI feature, and AI is going to be in our roadmap for quite a while. And we look at AI in a different way than most organizations. It's all about functionality and how can we streamline the experience for our learners and our admins through our various implementations of AI. And this first iteration is going to be utilizing it for course building that Scott's going to walk us through here shortly.
Yeah, perfect. And so let's go ahead and just jump right into this. So AI, I mean, obviously, this is a tool that we're all using in our daily lives to help us accomplish tasks more efficiently. So we're integrating these in AI into solutions for really a lot of things, administration components. But we're going to go through a demonstration of doing and building a course based on AI prompts, based on information that I'm giving the application. So I chose my action. I want to build a course. I want to start my outline from scratch. And I'm going to start supplying this screen with, okay, what am I looking to accomplish? I'm going to create my prompts the same way that I'm going to interact with ChatGPT today that, okay, what are you looking to pull out of this? But we're tying these connection points again directly to our course building logic. Let's also supply this with some information. So we looked at the onboarding experience not too long ago of an employee going through their associate handbook. So I'm going to just expand on that same concept. So I have my associate handbook that I'm going to just drag into here. And now I actually want to create this into microlearning. So instead of the action of, okay, review this document, have our sign off, let's actually split this up. Maybe I didn't have the capacity or the bandwidth before. Okay, well, let's use technology and AI to help create that outline, help create content so I can do more with it. These are operating procedures. Maybe I have PowerPoint documents that I just haven't had the time to split up in a previous manner. So I attach my PDF here for my associate handbook. I'm just going to put in a quick prompt on what I'm looking to create. So I pasted in some text right here, build me a 3-step course. I want to follow the outline of the attached associate handbook, and then let's make sure to conclude with a course summary. Here, as I progress forward and I hit the next option, if I want to attach additional resources, additional information, I certainly could, even to the extent of maybe I have a zip file of, I have my assets here, I already have them packaged up. I just want to use this as a tool to help assemble this faster. In this case, I'm pretty happy with what I have attached. And the associate handbook, I actually want to reference this as a direct outline for what I'm creating. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit next. And now AI is interpreting this and giving me a preview based on how we know the structure of our courses are going to work. They're built on steps and activities. I'm going to get a preview of this. Obviously, if I want to expand on this or redo it, I can have this try again and again with very easy steps. But it did exactly what I asked it to do. Split this up into 3 steps, follow the exact outline of what we're going through in our associate handbook, and create some content from this. So I'm pretty happy with these results. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create course. And this is going to take us, when I hit review into publish, this is going to take us directly into our course builder screen. So in our course builder, courses are made up, as we were describing, of steps and activities. What is the outline of my training? What is the outline of my workflow as somebody is progressing through these different sections? And it's done that work for me of starting to generate content and activities based on those prompts. I do have, since these are AI generated, I do have the opportunity to go back in. I can further refine and define, okay, actually this was this type of activity. I want to build an assessment right here. I can modify what's already created there. So I'm now basically editing a template, right? In addition, I can still leverage all the activities that we can always do to assemble training. So whether that is creating new knowledge checks and quizzes, creating surveys, linking some information from our library, in all of these things that I can do, even from a one-by-one basis, the same scenario applies. I can create these manually, or I can still use AI tools to help prompt and help create those assessments. Knowledge checks and quizzes, it's a necessary part of training, right? But who likes actually writing those assessments? Who likes writing each of the questions and the responses? So you can use AI to help feed in those prompts, help reference what's already in the course, and create those questions for you so you can edit those.
It's a great call out, right? And so we listen to our clients, we listen to the market, and we focused on utilizing AI for efficiency in operations tools, right? How do we make the process easy and simple to get 80 to 90% of the way there, so that we take the paralysis out of it, right? The paralysis by analysis. We can utilize that AI tool that's infused with instructional design to ensure that we get the best outcomes based on the content we are providing it. But always you're going to have access to all these activity types that we have within the system as well. And then the next activity that I'm very excited about is our continued development and innovation and creating content native into the system. So as you can see here in our new page builder tool, we've created an easy to use and AI enabled content creation tool right native into the system. And so right from here, I can start to outline, create different template types and how I want to segment out these pages and start to create content that can be accessed from day one right into the platform. Really easy. So I'm dropping in these images. I can see a preview as I'm continuing to go along in this development process. So as I'm building, I'm seeing what's coming right there on the right side, from images to text files, video that can be embedded in here, whether it be MP4 or embedding YouTube links right into this content and this course right here. So Scott's showing us how simple it is to get from start one on images and nothing to dragging and dropping and creating content right into the platform as well. Scotty, anything to add into this?
Nice advances.
Yeah, it's really all just focus on making the process really easy, really flexible, and then just leveraging on what we've always done, right? Of leveraging resources from my library. How can I pull an asset, curate it quickly, and just make those real-time assessments? So pulling in videos, I can upload those, or I can just grab the link. Just make it really easy so I can get in and get out, and then have the ability to, again, get that real-time preview. So just focus on the...
Scott, if something's in the resource center and then you change that, does that replicate anywhere that you've referenced that?
Yes, absolutely. So that's the power of combining the LMS and the CMS, is that I can source control those resources. So if I'm reusing a video, if I'm reusing that associate handbook, right? If that's in multiple places, I can now source control that and update it in the resource library and then push those changes out without trying to go into like, okay, I have 8 different training tracks to where this is located, and I have to update each of those courses. You're always fighting, trying to keep everything up to date. So yes, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you.
So, John, as you can imagine, and you've likely heard in your career, we're very similar. We don't like off the shelf content, right? Because it's impersonal. And at the end of the day, we're trying to give the tools to allow this to be easy. Because what we found is that most organizations truly do have the expertise in-house. They have experts, they have talent that they can leverage for knowledge. And now we can combine that with the tool sets to allow them to create robust and easy to use courses to utilize that knowledge in a more strategic manner, rather than having to go continue to invest in one size fits all materials that are external of our system. We can take advantage of what we have at our fingertips really easily, whether it be YouTube to the brains we have within our organization.
Nice. And they don't have to learn 2 tools.
Exactly. Perfect. So go ahead and Scotty, what I'd love to showcase next, and that showcases a good amount of our content authoring tool sets. And what I'm really excited about is the continued future developments within this space, from simulation editors and builders within this platform, right natively into the system, to even prescriptive, what we're calling PLPs, personal learning pathways, and be able to create efficient learning pathways that can be a series of certifications, series of courses, and that can even have branching capabilities within the platform. Those are fun new developments that are on the horizon to continue to elevate our clients' learning experiences and programs.
Awesome. Tell me, Gil, just to make it crystal clear,
Yep.
Who are your ideal customer profiles? What are the top 3 profiles or top 2 profiles that you speak to?
Yeah, so we focus pretty heavily on the manufacturing and industrial spaces, the restaurant, retail, hospitality spaces, that multi-location brick and mortar. We are very successful with our clients in those markets as well as supporting, Nelnet, our parent company. At its core, we are a technology-driven organization as well. And so we know software, we know technology really well, and we know how to navigate complex organizations. So definitely supporting the IT software spaces as well. Our ideal profile from a personnel perspective, we partner really well with individuals who don't want check the box sorts of trainings, right? They're looking for a tool and a partner. If there's anything that anyone leaves it here with, is that we combine our technology that speaks for itself with our partnership mentality, because we know learning is evergreen and constantly evolving. And so we want to be alongside those individuals who are constantly trying to evolve their programs as well and moving into the next evolutions of their training and development programs. So we often see individuals looking to upgrade from simple systems into more complex and looking to drive more automation and more outcome-driven programs that we can hit here within our system.
All right, cool. And if you're not a LMS mad scientist or nerd, depending on how you look at it, like me, you might
Yep.
not realize that you guys have a new name. So can you tell us the story real quickly of
No problem.
CD2 to FACTS and what all that means for everybody?
Yeah, no problem. In 2008, we were founded as CD2 Learning, and we've partnered with phenomenal organizations along the way across multiple industries. And we grew that business organically and continue to innovate organically until about 2020, when we were acquired by Nelnet, our fearless leaders up there in Lincoln, our parent company. And so underneath the Nelnet organization, there's a sister company, FACTS, right? And FACTS is a phenomenal organization that supports education services with traditionally in the K-12 space. And it mirrored really well because at the end of the day, their goal and vision is to elevate educational experiences, which is exactly what we do and invest in here today, is to help our organizations and our partners support their people and ultimately help them reach their personal, professional, and corporate goals together. And so that's where that in this past year in 2024, we consolidated brands and moved underneath the FACTS branding as FACTS Learning Platform here.
Oh, perfect. That's A great story. It's an easier name to remember, too.
A little bit easier. Yeah.
Standpoint in me. All right, Facts. Scott, Gil, thanks very much for a thorough presentation. You guys made a lot of progress for those that follow along regularly on this series, which is believe it or not, a substantial amount. It's been a couple of years since we've taken a look at this. And so I encourage you to go back and just kind of compare if you got some things to do on a snowy weekend, inside, like I do, and you'll be able to see a whole lot of differences between these solutions and what's been progressing both in the user interface, in the dashboard concepts, the progress in indicators, having really that whole training plan or learning plan concept, which is also really nice because I don't think having a training plan is so much as unique. I think the unique part that really gets laid on here is the concept of cohorts, of having a group of learners move through this at the same time and being able to have peers and or designated people and or the instructor review these different steps and get that practical learning into the process, that hands-on, and move from just knowing something or thinking that you know it to actually proving that you can do it. That's pretty slick. The AI authoring and being able to generate that from a prompt and really combine the authoring with the AI really at the beginning and throughout the process is good. As my eyes become less enamored with AI over using it the last year, it's you just can't do it all in one prompt. It's, you got to drag it along almost. And it's, how you guys did that to start it off, get to the outline, then fill it out, then have the ability to add your own pieces in and tie it together really helped you get over that hump of at least where AI is right now in terms of thinking about online learning. So, and it looks nice and clean and open like you intended. So all that's pretty cool. Nice ICP. There's manufacturing, I think, was slower for one reason to get into this game. And now it's become mission critical. So it's nice to see you guys specializing in there and focusing not only on the employee and the employee onboarding, but how you can help manufacturing organizations and other retail and your other ICPs go through that challenge of onboarding, whether that's employees or franchise employees or partners or even customers to go through that is a combination of learning activities and things they're doing outside the system. And that can continue to get smarter and smarter, and probably already is feeding things from outside the system that you don't even have to touch. So through integrations of knowing what they've done here or what they visited or what trade show or what they downloaded to also make some impacts is all things that are really cool that impact a good personalized adaptive learning path. So gentlemen, thank you very much. Great solution. You're really progressing. Listeners, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Talented Learning Demonstration Series. It was a fun one. This is one of my favorite series. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next. Thanks, Gil. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, John. Really appreciate it, man. And thank you, listeners, as well.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Take care.